Admiral Chen stood before the smoldering ruins of New Beijing, trying to comprehend the magnitude of the betrayal. 48 hours ago, this had been humanity's crown jewel, a colony of 12 million souls, representing 50 years of terraforming effort and the hope of humanity's future among the stars. Now it was ash and silence. The Galactic Council had done this. Not directly, of course. They were too sophisticated for that. They had simply shared Earth's defensive protocols with the Krethax Dominion, claiming it was part of a mutual security arrangement. They assured humanity it was routine, necessary for galactic stability. The Krethax had used that information to bypass every defense, every warning system, every failsafe that humanity had built to protect their colonies. 12 million people had died in the first hour. Sir, Lieutenant Morrison's voice cracked through his comm, we've confirmed it. The attack codes came from Council databases. They gave the Krethax everything: shield frequencies, patrol routes, emergency protocols. This wasn't incompetence. This was planned. Chen had spent 20 years believing in the Galactic Council. Humanity had joined eagerly, gratefully, seeing it as their entrance into a grand cosmic community. They had contributed technology, resources, cultural exchanges. They had trusted. That trust had just killed 12 million humans. Get me the council chambers, Chen said quietly. Now. The emergency session convened within the hour. Representatives from 47 species filled the ornate hall, their translators buzzing with concern and carefully practiced sympathy. Chancellor Vex Rin, a Thale with shimmering skin and ancient eyes, spoke first. Admiral Chen, we share your grief. This attack by the Krethax was unauthorized and... You gave them our security protocols, Chen interrupted, his voice eerily calm. A regrettable breach of data security, yes, but... You gave them our patrol schedules. Admiral, in the interest of galactic peace, certain information exchanges are. You gave them the locations of our children's schools. The chamber went silent. Chen pulled up a holographic display. This is Emily Rodriguez. Age 7. She wanted to be a xenobiologist. A little girl's smiling face filled the air. This is Marcus Okonkwo. Age 12. He was learning to play the violin. Another face. This is... Admiral, please, Vex Rin said uncomfortably. We understand you're grieving, but... Chen kept going. Name after name. Face after face. 12 million of them, cycling through the hologram faster and faster, a blur of lives that had trusted the council to keep them safe. Stop this, demanded the Servani representative. What purpose does? You need to see them, Chen said. You need to know what you did. Because you're about to learn what happens when you betray humanity's trust. Are you threatening this council? Vex Rin asked, finally showing a flash of anger. No, Chen said. I'm informing you. As of this moment, Earth is withdrawing from the Galactic Council. We're recalling all our ambassadors, all our scientists, all our cultural liaisons. Every human contribution to council projects, stopped. Every shared technology, revoked. Every defensive pact, dissolved. Murmurs of concern rippled through the chamber. Furthermore, Chen continued, we're implementing the Scorched Earth Protocol. The chamber froze. Every species their new human history. They knew what scorched earth meant. You can't, whispered the Zelnari observer. That's economic suicide. No, Chen corrected. It's economic warfare. Every human trade route, closed to council members. Every human manufacturing facility, no longer supplying council worlds. Every human agricultural world, feeding only human colonies. Every human medical facility, treating only human patients. The Thale Chancellor stood, his composure cracking. You're condemning billions to shortages. Medical supplies, food production, rare earth minerals, 30% of the Council's resources come from human space. Should have thought of that before you sold us out, Chen replied without inflection. This is barbaric, someone shouted. You're punishing innocent civilians. Chen's laugh was bitter. Innocent? Let me tell you about Innocent. Innocent was a 7-year-old girl named Emily who collected rocks from different planets. Innocent was a teacher named Yuki Tanaka who volunteered at refugee centers. Innocent was 12 million people who trusted you. He turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and one more thing. The Krethax Dominion? The species you armed with our secrets? What about them? Vexrin asked warily. They no longer exist. The chamber erupted in chaos. What do you mean they no longer exist? The Chancellor demanded. I mean that 6 hours ago, the entire human fleet, all of it, every ship we had, jumped to Krethax space. We gave them one chance to surrender the individuals responsible for New Beijing. They refused. Chen pulled up another holographic display. It showed a star system. Where the Krethax homeworld should have been, there was only an asteroid field. We used our antimatter reserves. All of them. 17 Krethax worlds are now debris. Their species is reduced to scattered colonies and refugee ships. We've granted them survival, barely, so they can remember what happens when you murder human children. The silence was absolute. You're monsters, someone whispered. Chen turned back, and his eyes held something that made civilizations tremble. No. We're humans. We're the species that invented the word genocide, because we'd done it so many times we needed a term for it. We're the species that had to create laws against crimes we'd perfected. We're the species you thought you could betray without consequence. He walked toward the exit. We came to the Council in peace. We offered friendship. We trusted you with our lives, our children, our future. You sold that trust for political convenience. At the door, he delivered his final message: humanity is leaving the galactic community. We will defend our own, trade with our own, survive with our own. You had the friendship of Earth once. You'll never have it again. Wait. Vexrin called desperately. We can negotiate. Reparations, sanctions against those responsible, reforms. Chen didn't even turn around. You can't negotiate away 12 million corpses, Chancellor. You can only learn to fear the species you created when you betrayed us. Admiral Chen walked out of the Galactic Council chambers for the last time. Behind him, representatives began frantically calculating the economic, military, and political ramifications of losing humanity. The numbers were catastrophic. Within weeks, 3 council members would face revolution from their own people, angry about shortages of human-supplied goods. Within months, 2 border wars would erupt, no longer deterred by human peacekeeping forces. The galaxy had forgotten a simple truth about humans: they were the compromise between their better angels and their darker demons. The council had just ensured that the demons won. And the entire galaxy would pay the price for that betrayal.